Is what I most of the stuff I played is what I watch and stuff like that. I mean,
This presentation is brought to you by Smoooth Productions.
What's going on, party people? It is your boy Smooth, and that is Smooth with not just one, not just two, but three O's. Welcome to another edition of Smoooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. And man, when I say it has been an amazing day today, had the honor before this show started this evening, had the honor from about 10 in the morning till 4 p.m. to go downtown this morning to Hotel St. Louis as my amazing new radio station family, Beat District Radio, had an amazing party celebrating opening day. And it was just our opportunity to let people know in the community that, hey, we here, new radio station doing big things, KBDR, Beat District Radio, and had a great time, man. Shouts out to everyone on the team that was there, and I think we pretty much left our presence there. So it was an amazing time. Got on the ones and twos. We was vibing and doing our thing. And stay tuned for many more events coming from Beat District Radio. Speaking of which, let me go and get to the promo because we're doing so many things. As you see right now on the screen, for those watching right now, need everyone to like and subscribe on YouTube. Just put in Smoooth Conversations. Once again, Smooth with three O's. And like, subscribe, click on that bell. So anytime the show is live, like it is right now, you all will be notified. Also, you can listen in at beatdistrictradio.com. So if you driving, doing whatever, you can't watch right now, well, no fear. You can listen in on high definition quality on the new Beat District Radio app as well. So you got to go to your Play Store or App Store, so no matter if it's iOS or Android, just put in Beat District Radio. You may have to put in KBDR as well and install it, and you are good to go. So no matter what, got you covered right here. So once again, between YouTube, Smoooth Conversations, Smooth the three O's, or on beatdistrictradio.com or on the brand new Beat District Radio app. So that's it right there. Now, for those wondering about this show, I've been doing this show since about July of last year. Very first show was with the one, the only Guy Torrey. He always says Guy Torrey and the place to be. And it was an amazing show. He was able to share a lot of things from his point of view, especially with what was going down at that time when Cat Williams was on Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay. And he just had, he wanted to voice his opinion, his point of view. And ever since then, this show right here has just been such a blessing. And it does not stop here. This show is just all about getting the stories told. You see people who are doing amazing things on stage and doing amazing things online or whatever it is, but you don't know the journey that is behind it. And that's what this show is about. This show isn't about pettiness or trying to go off on someone or, whatever it is that we see on a lot of different things. And no shade to them, but got to keep it 100. I just ask that, the people who I have on the show, they be transparent, they be raw, they be authentic, because that is what's needed in this world today. And this is why I have this show. And tonight, it doesn't stop here. This is a brother who I know y'all know very, very well. And before I even bring him on, I need y'all to like and share this stream, because we want to get as many people tuned in and to check out this man's story. But I've known this man for over 10, maybe 15 years now. That's how deep it's been. And we've always had a mutual respect for each other. As I was DJing, either it was through Word Up or at Herb Arts or any kind of herb event back in the day, when this man grabbed the mic as soon as his name was called and he grabbed the mic, he always just commanded attention, and he got it. He is a spoken, you know what? Spoken word rapper. No, he's an artist. Bottom line. And you know what they say about artists? They sensitive about their shh. And he just always been a real humble guy, very respectful in regards to him and I. And he saw previous shows and wanted to be on. And I'm like, you know what? Let's go ahead and make it happen. And we changed dates up. Things happen, life happens, but I appreciate him being versatile. And now it's time to share his story. So I need y'all to leave comments, leave questions. Let's shower this man with all the love that he deserves, because this is what this show is for and it's all about. So don't be shy. Leave comments, leave questions. Let's have a great time as I have the very talented Ackurate on Smoooth Conversations.
Yo.
There we go.
Poppin', bro?
Good to have you on, brother.
Blessed. Nice to be here, man. What's the word?
Rocking the army fatigue, loving the hoodie, man.
I appreciate it, brother.
Talk about
vice versa.
Talk about this hoodie you got on, man.
Oh man, one of my favorite artists, man. One of the top dog entertainment, TDE, Kendrick's, People's Ab Soul, man. That's one of my favorites right now, man. He's been actually one of my favorites for many years. His story, funny we talking about stories, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
his story has been something that's been amazing to me, and for him to be so transparent and just versatile in regards to what he has to say, not just as an artist, but just as a human. I feel it. I felt it. And you get them artists that were like, they got songs or whatnot, and it's like, man, I feel like he wrote that for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, he's just been one of the ones that, like, amongst the many that I listen to, and I'm inspired by that show they know how to showcase not just their lyricism and their talent, but their emotion, and especially being a black man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's one thing that we need to really rely and chime in on heavy, is like the fact that it's cool to not be okay. It's cool to express yourself, and just like anybody else, like, you want to be heard. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Like, so I actually did a cover to one of his joints, which is gonna be dropping soon or whatnot. So
stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned for it.
So I went ahead and just got the boy because I respect him. You feel me?
That's what's up, man. And once again, thank you for just being flexible in regards to trying to get you on the show. We've been working on it for quite some time, and we made it happen. So thank you once again, man.
Thank you, brother. I'm so blessed and honored to be here, man. What, 10, 15 years? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's amazing how time just flies, don't it?
Man, what? It's crazy, man. Yeah, it's crazy. And the thing is, it ain't over yet. You know what I'm saying? There's so much that needs to be done, and we learning about ourselves as students, every day. So and it's like I said, it's an honor and blessing, brother.
So let's talk about how you and I met once again, whether it was Word Up or whether it was some type of herb poetry, herb arts event. Just talk about the moment that, not saying the exact moment, but just talking about how you knew of me and how we got to this point here.
I mean, for one thing, shout out to Word Up and everybody that has been a part of herb arts. You know what I'm saying? Those are definitely phenomenal people. Energy, she's been doing her thing for quite some time, alongside, having Lewis there and a plethora of other folks, Al Biz, Shoot Yourself, that was in the pot as well too. My boy Rich, he's one of the people that's been doing a lot of stuff at Herb now with lyrical therapy. Man, it's just a lot of folks that's been a part of that, bro. So, like, for me to be in that realm of just creators, as a youngin', because I was young, I was still in college when I met you, and I was really nervous to be in, for one thing, a place where I'm not from. You feel me? Trying to do something and be amongst the crowds or whatnot, and then, like, just being able to get that respect, from being hungry. That was great. But I mean, for me, it's like, the elements of hip hop is heavy, to me, and so it's a level of respect for anybody that chooses to come and be a part and take on any of those elements or even multiple ones or whatnot. So I mean, being a quote unquote rapper, a person that just, in the hip hop field, man, it's heavy respect to DJs. You know, you gotta show respect to the DJs, you know what I'm saying? So, like I say, anybody who chooses to get up in that field and, you know, elevate, you know, with their own personalized originality based off, you know what I'm saying, what they've studied, I gotta show them the love, man. And you was just one of them people, you know what I'm saying, amongst a heavy plethora of others that was doing what you had to do. And I just, it's just love and respect, you know what I'm saying, for doing that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then too, for us to still be this cool, man, it was authentic and it was organic. You know what I'm saying? So I was just grateful, like I said, just to be up in the mix. And then also, like I said, I was young. So to be in a mix of people who was doing this for some time and to get that love and respect too, like that's a blessing in itself. You feel me?
Exactly. Yeah, man. And just once again, every time I seen you just doing your thing, commanding the stage, having that passion. And I want to get to the origin in regards to where the name Ackurate came from.
Oh, word. Okay. Okay. So, I went to SIUE, and I got my major in English with a minor in creative writing there. I actually was a part of the open mic committee. And at the time when I was still a budding artist, my name was Nemesis. And at the time too, I also was reading the dictionary a lot. I walked around in my bag. I had when I was carrying the bag, I had a thesaurus and a dictionary, and I would read it like nothing, you know. And I was just looking up names, and Nemesis was there, and I was like, okay, I like this because it's pretty much just a person who goes against the grain. That's like simple enough, and that's just what I was like. I went against the grain, like, you know, if you want to try and do that, and I like that, I'm gonna do it then, you know. I performed at one of our events, and a gentleman came to me after the event, and he said, man, everything you said was on point, man. Like, I may not have got it, but I felt it. You real accurate. And I was like, whoa. I was like, that's cool. And it was like I said, it was timing because people were saying like, yo, that name Nemesis don't fit you because it got like a dark essence to it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when I heard that, of course, like I said, I researched, you know, did it. And you see the literal definition of words, but then also too, you just kind of like metaphorically take it to another perspective. And so I was like, cool, I like this. So I was like, okay, how can I make this creative? And my father's a pastor. And my father used to, my father's a pastor, and he used to tell me like, yo, when you was younger, you used to pray for wisdom all the time. And when he told me that, I realized that words, like, it was something I had in regards to relationship with just words and how they sounded, and then finding the meaning of them. So wisdom was always a big thing. So I prayed for wisdom a lot. And if people don't know, wisdom is, you know what I'm saying, using knowledge correctly, you know? So at first it was Accurate the Wise. And I was like, okay, this is too long. You know, it's too long. I was like, I can't have it too long. So I said, cool, okay, let me just do Accurate. And then I didn't want to spell it the same way ACC. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I changed it to ACK. And as time progressed, like I said, it was almost just like something came to me and it was like, this was meant for you. And people started calling me Ack, you know, for short. And I was like, this is cool. But I was like, nah, what can I do to make Ack even cool? And it hit me. And one day it just, something in my head just said, acquiring conscious knowledge. And I was like, that's dope.
That's it.
So, but then down further the line, of course, like, you know, it was a plethora of people with the conscious movement and stuff like that. No diss or whatnot, but it just it was too much going on. So I really just went back and I was like, okay, I think this is better. So now ACK is just short for acquiring consistent knowledge.
I like it.
You know what I'm saying?
I like it.
But yeah, if it weren't for that guy just coming up to me saying like, hey man,
that was accurate.
He was accurate.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't even have thought about this, you know. So shout out to him. I think I have no clue who that was.
That's what's up. That's what's up. It kind of reminded me of, like, I mean, branding wise, my full DJ name is DJ Fred, aka Smoooth.
Right.
But over the last few years now, I just like keep it simple but smooth.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And of course, smooth with 3 O's.
3 O's.
Because everyone would have Smooth with 2 O's or Smoove SMOOVE
Right.
or whatever. And like I wanted it to be different and stand out. I don't want it to be easy for you to find me. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes things in life, people are so used to having things easy.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Work for it. You find out how to get it. You know what I'm saying? So I can't find your email. I can't find your website, you know. And I keep telling you, it's Smooth the 3 O's. Because then like once you get to it, you know, which is a life lesson, people. Sometimes when you get to that reward, you know, when you work through it and not just feel like it's easy, when you actually work through it and figure it out, and you see the rewards, and then you be like, oh, this is what's up. This is what it's all about. So
the journey is everything.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to have, you know, 3 O's of Smooth and just be different.
No, it makes sense. And the thing is, like, it's your level of complexity, but it still has a simplicity to it as well. So that's perfect, brother.
And with that being said, we got the red cups. For those listening right now on B District Radio, you can't see it, but we got it. For those watching, thank y'all very much. Once again, like, share, let everyone know, hey, Ack is on right now. Let's get some more people tuned in. And leave comments. Your comment will be shown on the screen. I will read it as long as it's appropriate. I will show it and I'll read it and we can interact with you all. So don't be shy. But salute,
my brother.
You know, 2 brothers doing big things.
Yes, sir.
You know, living out our passion, our love.
Yes, sir.
And just continue success to us, man.
Yes, sir, man. Yes.
There we go.
Emphasis on the 2 brothers part, though, for real.
Exactly.
Gotta show more love to each other, man, for real.
So, if you don't know, this man is born and raised in. Yeah. So, what part of New York?
Brooklyn.
Wow, where Brooklyn at?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so, just talk about from your experience, man, life in Brooklyn.
It's tough. I saw a lot. I mean, like my childhood was all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I definitely made some wild decisions in my life. I think everybody has a past, a dark side, you know, of that nature. My brother was my older brother. He was outside. I'm just gonna put it like that. He was outside. I witnessed some things that a lot of, especially youth now, see.
Yeah.
But I made some conscious decisions to be like, I don't need to deal with this anymore because, you know, like I personally believe, you know what I'm saying, especially like, you know, being black, you know what I'm saying, we get these strikes on our head, you know what I'm saying, to live and just to enjoy life. So being black and being a male, you know what I'm saying, like I was 2 strikes in already, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, now it's like, what can I do to keep the 3rd strike, you know what I'm saying, in my pocket safe with me? And, you know, like I said, I can't get too deep with it, but I just made a decision to really just get back, you know, on the right path in life and just like really like strive for excellence and use my trauma and my pain to just do something better, not just for me, but also for those around me, you know what I'm saying? And those just willing to listen. But in regards to like just New York in itself, like, I mean, it's the mecca of a plethora of art. It's a mixing pot of so many different cultures and different people or whatnot. I definitely miss it a lot, you know, but at the same time, it's like, that's gonna always be the crib. I can always go back there, you know what I'm saying? Like you are supposed to, you know what I'm saying, leave your nest and spread your wings and just enjoy, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the flight, the journey, whatever you want to call it. And that's just what I did, you know what I'm saying? Like coming out here, it definitely was an eye opener. I definitely dealt with a lot of like, just like people trying to understand me, you know what I'm saying? Because of people like, there's just some people that was setting their ways and it's like, you're not there no more, you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, I mean, you can't take that out of me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so like I said, I miss it. I love it. I always keep in contact with my people out there to see what's going on. I mean, as far as my art, I study that. That's what I study. That's what I know. I believe I'm cut from the cloth of like the the East Coast, MCs that, whether it be people like the Jays or the Nas's or the, the Biggies or whatnot to the, man, it's a lot, bro. Funny, I'm getting emotional talking about it because I'm just the crib, bro. I'm just the crib. I ain't been back in a minute, but I mean, it's for good purpose.
Okay, because my next question it sound like from what you're saying is that as much as you miss it, you can't go back. Is that what you?
Oh no, I can definitely go back.
Okay.
I wouldn't move back.
Okay,
I wouldn't move back now. I've done everything I need to do there. I've created something along my journey of life that's always gonna be in my spirit. You know what I'm saying? And when you have it like that, it ain't never gonna go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like visiting is always gonna be a phenomenal thing to do. Whether it be like for your people, your family, et cetera, et cetera. But I mean, bro, I travel, bro. That's what I like to do.
Yeah.
I'm not. I get anxious sitting still, and then like I'm honest. I'm an overthinker sometimes. On the positive and negative base sometimes. So I like to be able to be free, and go see and experience things that I don't know about. I'm a student, and I mean, I'm in the classroom 24/7, 365. You know what I'm saying? There's times where I can become a teacher or mentor or whatever, but I'm a student until, you know what I'm saying? So I keep going, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So you brought up earlier how you've seen some things, possibly done some things, whatever, that may have been.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk in regards to the mental aspect because you being younger, being exposed to a lot of things. What are times, and do you still go through it now, where you might have nightmares or think about the stuff that you've seen and done?
Definitely. Man, listen, bro. It's funny. OG told me one time, he said that when you're put in positions that affect you mentally and spiritually, those things sometimes, what I'm saying, they feel like your own personalized demons, and on your journey of life, somewhere down the line, whether it may be something that happened to you, something that happened to somebody else, you may not even have to make the choice of the matter, but you just being in that vicinity, you still made a choice to be there. So you have your own personalized versions of demons. But the thing is, most humans will sit back and be like, I gotta fight my demons and I gotta get rid of them. Bro, them yours, and they're there for a reason, Beyond me having the mental fortitude to think like this now, man, I used to be traumatized like crazy. I was depressed. I was going through it, brother. And you get them woe is me moments and you feel like I'm helping this person and I'm doing this right. I'm doing that. And it's like, why is this going on for me? Why is this going wrong for me and stuff like that? And you just want to give up, bro. I ain't never gonna sit back and say I was suicidal, bro, but I definitely had thoughts. So like if I go, my thing was if I go, how and what will life be like for these certain people, like my moms and my dad and people who, quote unquote, care about me and just stuff like that, man. I think that's the one thing that never kept me put me in a position to be like, oh, you gotta go, bro, it's time, But man, bro, miserable, bro. I never can sit back and lie, man. Like funny enough, I'm working on my album and like the first actual song I talk about, me helping people, but I know I hurt some folks along the way as well too. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, it's like I can't do nothing but do better, in regards to that. So yeah, man, definitely. Like I said, I'm an overthinker, man. I'm traumatized, miserable, bro. Over analytical of things, man. The worst critic of myself. Talk bad about myself. Everything like that, man. It was like I said, it was depressing, bro. But even with that, making one choice, you know what I'm saying? Hey man, like, we had a bad day, but we got tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, today was better than yesterday. We got tomorrow, to the point where like, I was like, bro, it ain't no bad day. It's just, I got a fresh 24. What I'm gonna do with it? You know what I'm saying? Just being thankful for things. And like we talked about earlier, You know what I'm saying, being thankful for the simple things.
Right.
You know, I find joy in simplicity. I tell people, yeah, I'm a simple dude, but I do have a complex mental about things, but I enjoy simplicity so much, man. Because it's a beautiful thing. And if you can enjoy the simple things when the complex arrives, you already know how to deal with that. And you have a foundation for that. You know, so yeah, man, but yeah, it took a while to get to where I'm at, to where like I'm just very grateful and thankful for life and the small things it has to offer, and for the people that even just choose to be in my life, because it's a choice to be in somebody's life. Like nobody truly can force you to do that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you have the choice to be able to get out of this thing. But yeah, man,
Shouts out to Tiffany Dorsey,
yeah,
former guest. He said, "That's
appreciate
good,
you.
sir. Finding joy in simple things."
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it's true, man. In life, you really have. It's about the simple thing. It's one of my favorite songs by Usher. If you haven't heard it, it's called "Simple Things." It's the simple things in life we forget.
Mm-hmm. No, facts, definitely, brother.
And it's really true. Sometimes, and people hate to hear the whole, you know, what they say, I hear this all the time and whatever. But those are the things that need to be embedded into our system.
Yeah.
I hear it all the time. But it's true.
Yeah,
It's a reason why you hear it all the time.
You know,
because it is 100% accurate. You see what I did there?
I see you, brother. Man, you know, it's funny. I heard a quote and it said, you know, I think people have heard the tough times don't last till people do. I heard one that said tough times don't last until they done teaching you. And now when I heard that, I was like, okay, now I get why we get reoccurring incidences, you know what I'm saying, to certain things or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, bro, this is a teachable moment for you to, you know what I'm saying, experience something that's gonna build you into a better, you know what I'm saying, human for whatever's next to come or in your journey of life or whatnot. But if you're gonna sit back and ignore it and complain about it, then of course you're gonna have to go through the same thing over and over.
Exactly.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what I do now. It's like I've developed a mental to where like I invite my struggles, my pain, because I know it's for a reason. And it's somewhere down the line I did something. So it's like, hey, bro, you gotta go through it. Just go through it and be cool with it.
We talked about you going through the trauma.
Yes, sir.
But who were some people, if you could think of, that helped you to say, you know what, hey, I'm here for you. Let's change that mindset from the trauma that you have gone through, and let's be a better man from it.
My parents, first off, straight up, my parents. I can't sit back and act like I'm the most like spiritual, biblical person. I did grow up in the church, no doubt or whatnot, but I mean, I made my choices and did what I did, but I still had that foundation. But my mom, my dad prayed for me. They prayed for me, and like they're still married to this day. And like I love the fact that I have both of them in my life, and they're proud of me for things I'm doing. But they prayed for me, and they kept me, you know, they kept my head on a swivel even when I felt like I was about to go. You know what I'm saying? My homies, you know what I'm saying? So my producer, my manager. I mean, man, it's so many people. Like you got people to tell you like, man, you great. You know what I'm saying? Like bask in your greatness. You know what I'm saying? But life's just hitting you from all these different angles, and it's so tough to see, you know, that light because you getting shaded by all this other stuff or whatnot. So, and like I said too, it's a choice to have people in your corner that will go through that hellfire with you. You know what I'm saying? Or even just try to douse the fire. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To keep you like going or whatnot. So it's definitely a plethora of people, but I gotta for sure shout out my parents, bro. Like they was my rock, right? You know what I'm saying? It was times I felt like they was gonna give up on me. You know what I'm saying? Because they was just tired of certain things, but they just didn't.
And I know it had to be hard for them because, as you said before, your older brother was doing some things. So I know that was stressful because as a parent, in which I'm, you know, a proud parent, is that you do what you can to get them ready for the real world.
That's
and then if you don't see them maximizing their potential or doing the thing that you always wanted them to do, I know that it had to have been difficult for them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Can you talk about going home and seeing them stressed out, seeing them going
yeah,
crazy because of this and that.
Yeah, I mean, my brother, like I said, he was outside. And so we have two different mothers. For one thing, which it's all good. But my pops, I remember my pops, he was like, yo, like, if you don't get your act together and abide by the rules of the house, you gotta go. And my brother ended up leaving. He ended up moving to Texas with his moms for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, actually not for a minute. He moved, and he actually has another younger brother who they got into mischief out there. That's about really all I can say about that. I think my brother's younger brother ended up going to jail actually, and I think that's what shifted him to be like, yo,
let me stop this.
You know what I'm saying? So we all had our moments where like it just took one thing to happen like that really was near and dear to us to be like, yo, I could be right in this situation too, and I don't need to be in that, But yeah, I watched, man, I'm talking about the struggle, like, man, it was crazy, you know what I'm saying, seeing how much my mom, my dad sacrificed just for us at the moment before my brother left to just like, stay cool. I mean, they was working, they was doing stuff. My dad was I think at the time my dad was preaching in his basement. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even have a like actual like church base left. And it wasn't until like I think we found out that my grandfather who passed away, I think I never met him, but he knew me because I was still a baby. But he had bought some land for my dad and said, "You put your church here." And then we never knew until like I was a little bit older or whatnot. So that was definitely like really cool. But yeah, man, like it was wild.
And it's something that you pretty much brought up in regards to your brother seeing his younger brother, which of course is your brother too,
right?
Get into mischief that had him change up. And this not putting any ill will or saying, you deserve this to happen to you. But we're in a time in life where people need to face the reality.
Oh yeah, facts.
So then they can finally say, you know what? I get why my mom said this. I get why my dad said this. I get why my friends were trying to tell me. I get why my brother was saying, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it takes a harsh reality, something that you may not have wanted to happen, but because God is there, right there beside you saying, hey, get it together. Come on. I'm trying to tell you, let's go. And then he's like, one day, okay, you ain't listening. Boom.
Yep.
All of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. Yep. This person, that person does this, you involved in this. And now it's like, I'm sorry for not listening, not saying, okay,
Yeah.
So how is that relationship now with your brother who moved out to Texas?
I'm gonna speak on that, and I appreciate you bringing it up because, man, it's just being honest. Like I had a heavy dislike for my brother. I had a heavy dislike for him, like, and I mean heavy. Like I can't say hate, but I definitely had a heavy dislike for my brother. Couple instances was because my brother got really tight with me. I mean, I'm about 7, 8 years old, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you gone, like you living with your moms, you out, you gone. I'm still here with my pops and them, you know what I'm saying? So he got really mad with me, because I had a chance to build a relationship with my pops. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, bro, first of all, I'm younger than you. And I actually really don't have a choice at the moment I gotta be in the crib, man. Like, it's really nothing else I could do. So like, it's kind of just like going to happen like that. But then also like, down the line, actually like, making the decision to have a relationship with my dad too. You know what I'm saying? And I had to tell him, I said, bro, you made a decision back then where, you had a chance and you didn't take it. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, even me and my dad, we had, it felt like beef. It felt like beef, man. We had beef. And we made 2 conscious decisions to sit down and sort this all out. And like I said, me and my pops relationship, like, it ain't. I'm not really a big fan of like the parent-friend relationship thing. I mean, it's cool.
Oh, we can talk about that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Gotta talk about that.
But I mean, my dad is my father is my father, and
your father is a parent.
Yes,
not a friend.
Yes,
not a best friend.
Yeah.
Not a homie. Not a hey girl. Hey,
nah. He's that's my father. It's all love and respect to him and everything he's done for me in my life. And I treat him like that. I'm almost like a soldier when I talk to him sometimes.
Right.
But he also knows I'm an adult too. So it's like we have that relationship, and it's a lot of maturity and respect too. But yeah, my brother, it was so much I learned from my brother about me. Like, it was certain incidences that in my life where I probably could have like got hurt for real. And I found out he was the reason I got put in this situation, and he never told me about some of these things. And I was sitting back like, bruh, like, because of you, this happened. And, it'd be times I wake up and I have like a scar or something, and I'm sitting there like, bruh, like, where did this come from? And, he'd be like, oh man, you good, don't even worry about it, it's cool, man. And I'm like, bruh, like, what? You know what I'm saying? Right. So whatever, and then so fast forward, when I started doing the music and getting out here and whatnot, he actually came out to St. Louis and met some people. Lewis was one of the people he first met, shout out to Lewis Confliction. So Lewis actually knows my brother for real. My brother hated it. My brother told me, he was like, bruh, I'm so mad that you doing this and I'm not doing this. And I was like, bro, like, how can you be like that tight about something like that? And then it's like, bro, I'm driving you around with me on things I'm doing, making you a part of all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm introducing you to these people or whatnot, because I'm like, I'm joyous to have my big brother with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, where it's like, shoot, like, I mean, yeah, I know I'm the artist doing everything, but I'm like, so I'm showcasing, like, this is my brother right here. Like, this, he with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm super happy because, like, all my quote unquote brothers out here are like, that's not blood. I mean, they don't take nothing away from them, but it's like, this is my blood brother, and he here with me. I don't get a chance to kick it with you like that. I'm happy. Like, I picked you up from the airport with almost tears in my eye because I was just so happy to see you, bro. And you get the nerve to tell me like you hate what I'm doing, or you hate this because you're not doing it. And I'm just like, bro, what? So we had a chance to talk and kind of squash things. And I think what really happened to where like we really built a brotherly bond back up. My grandmother had passed on my father's mom. And I think that right there was the first thing that got us together, because he couldn't make the funeral. And it was a lot of family that was kind of on his head. And I stepped in like, y'all not finna come talking about my brother when my brother works for Gatorade. He's a manager there at the facility out there in Texas. And I know his schedule's crazy. So I just defended him. Like, you're not talking about my brother like that, because his job won't allow him to do that stuff. It'd be like that sometimes, but he did his just due of sending, prayers and stuff like that. And then my father had to do the eulogy, and it was just so much of an impact on him because my father did his father's eulogy and his mother's eulogy. And then maybe about 5 months down the line, my father's brother passed away, which at the time when we were kids, his brother was like a father to my brother because my father's brother was in the streets. Yeah. So he kind of raised him along that. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Thing. So when he passed away, it really like hit him, and he made it to the funeral, and we had a great conversation, and we just like, hey, bro, forget the distance. We got to make sure we stick together because, for one thing, for Pops, you know what I'm saying? We got to make sure that he got his head on straight because we know it was devastating to him, so it's a lot of times where like, my Pops would call me and he's like, you talk to your brother? I just talked to him, and I hear the joy in his voice, and I'm like, good. Yeah. That's what you deserve. Like your sons need to make sure that you good, and we also make sure each other good, so yeah, like me and my brother now, tight.
That's love, man. Tight. Love to hear it. Talk about Good. It's loaded, but just talk about in regards to you said going through certain things in life that you saw, that you did, your brother, whatever. But what about people in seasons where you had to make the hard choice to say, you know what, we've been cool for a long time, whatever, but what you're doing is not helping me out as a man where I can be better. Have you had to say, you know what, I'm cool, you know what I'm saying? No, all love to you, but I had to move on from you because what you're doing is not helping me out as a man.
Oh yeah, I mean and I think everybody has to do that, and that comes with maturity along the journey. I think the biggest quote I've heard this year, especially from artists, is everybody can't go.
Right.
You know, and that it's a devastating thing to a lot of folks because it's certain people that I've grown with. You know, I've seen, you know, in some of the most traumatic situations we didn't went through we didn't went through the manure together, you feel me? And it's like I'm changing, you know, for the better. And you still want to sit there and do the same things, you know what I'm saying? And like, bro, I'm evolving. I can't sit back and wait for you. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I even had to go through that, not just for myself. I had a good homie of mine. He told me, he was like, bro, I'm growing, bro. You not. Mm-hmm. And as much as that hurt me to hear that, I had to hear that. Yeah. You know, and the thing is, I loved him so much to where, like, excuse me, I had to respect that. I had to respect the decision as a man that wants to grow and do better in life, to let go of somebody that he cared about because that person was either not growing or just being stagnant. You know what I'm saying? So yes, like plenty of times, and it's gonna happen some more down the line. Whatever life God gives me, you feel me? Like, so yeah, like, but even crazier, I had to do that with myself. You know what I'm saying? And I think, and that's an honest thing that a lot of people not gonna say.
The man in the mirror.
You know, yes, I had to, because when I was dealing with my depression and stuff like that, man, like I lived my life to be validated by people. You know, I lived my life to be accepted by people. And the one person that was not acceptive of myself was me. You know, when I was really out here hard doing music, and you know what I'm saying, I was touring, I was traveling, doing everything. Like, man, I'm talking about everybody was accurate. And I'm like, in my brain, I'm like, if y'all love act, cool, I'm gonna be act. And it was almost like, forget who Vince is. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing how damaging it was to me, you know, to the point where, like, you know, I had to really sit back and look myself and be like, bruh, I don't like you. And I have to let you go, because I'm about to be a complete detriment to myself and what I got going on, you know. And I think when I made that decision opened up another just like can of worms of consequences of, like, okay, now you got your backbone back. You got that respect. You got that self-love and everything self that's positive for yourself. Now you about to see some other stuff. So now a ton of people who used to call my phone, you know what I'm saying, and either ask for favors or want me to do this or whatever, you getting these no's now. And now it's like, oh, since I'm telling you no, oh, you changed, or you did this. I mean, I kind of had to, for my own, you know, health, you know, for my own mental stability, you know what I'm saying, for me to find what joy and peace look and feel like, you know, permanently to me. It's no temporary stuff, you know. So yeah, like it come with that stuff. It come with them decisions of betterment for self, you know. But those things also come with the fact of, now you see the people that actually rock with you,
yes,
just for you, and not what you got and what you doing, you know, and what you did for them. They not counting favors. They not doing this. It's just, bro, I mess with you because you a good human. Yeah, and I want to see you win. And however I can't help without being a detriment to myself. I can do what I can do, you know. So yeah, man, like the first person was me. I had to rebuke me because I wasn't doing the right thing for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, one thing I learned is, like, you put all your eggs in the basket, and them break, you don't got nothing left. You know what I'm saying? I put a lot of my life into people just for these same folks to leave me dry. You know, I remember one time, man, like I had a terrible breakdown, And I called on like about 4 or 5 people to just like for some help. And they was like, you'll be good. I can't do that right now. I'm cool. But they want me to turn around and stop everything I'm doing, to help them, come see them and do that. And it was like, as we said, I wanted something simple, just something, man. And I didn't get nothing.
And that's something I wanted to bring up next was, especially with us black men, the importance of wellness checks.
Oh man, bro, I could talk about that all day. That's what I live for, bro. I became an artist just because of that. Wow. And the thing is, I didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Depression was my greatest ally / enemy. That was the greatest thing that ever could have happened to me, because I felt I signed the deal, and I signed the deal. I graduated with honors. I was on top of the world, bro. Mm-hmm. And bro, when I tell you that limelight shine so bright in my face, man, it blinded me from everything, bro. Like, man, I was going through so much hell, bro. Wow. It didn't make no sense, and I could not understand why, And so, like I say, my scapegoat was the art and the people who love me in the art. You feel me? And so, I didn't have nobody really calling and checking on me. I rapped, and man, I tell you this crazy story, man. Like I'm gonna keep it short. Shout out to my boy Rec Riddles. He's from Jersey. We had a group called React, and we had a show at Cicero's back in the loop. You feel me?
Oh yeah, good old days,
man. So we had a show there. He called. So it's pouring raining outside. I'm driving there. And he like, yo, bro, we got like 40 minutes to be on stage. You good? I said, yeah, man, I'll be there in like 15. He say, hey, man, be safe. It's raining like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Some folks can't drive. So like, yeah. So it's raining crazy, all type of stuff. And I remember I said, man, I'm going to be good, bro. You know what? Hey, for me, it's rap or die. That's all I know. Bruh, I remember saying that. And I was like, bro, you could have died. You could have spoke your whole death into existence at that very moment, because you were so fixated on just doing this art stuff, bro, that you forgot about why you was doing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that was the stuff that I used to be saying about myself, man. Like I downed myself so much, bro. And on the flip side, somebody called me about a problem, I could probably write a book on some of the greatest advice I've given it, but never follow my own advice at all. And man, like it like I said, it was really just depressing, man. Like to be able to give somebody so much light, but never had none for yourself. And then it got to a point where I was pouring so much from my glass, I didn't have nothing for myself, and I still would try to pour that. I was cracking my own glass, bro. So it's like, yeah, you try to fill it up anyway. I don't even know what being filled is, because I never felt what that felt like, So yeah, man, like I just really went through a lot. I didn't have a lot of people to talk to, and even if I did, most people didn't care. Some people used that as like whatever little ammunition they could against me. People called me, "Are you too emotional as a man? You a B word." Wow. Yeah, man, it was a lot. Being that I remember I was trying to date a young lady. She told me, she was like, I can't understand how you're more emotional than me. And I told her, I said, I'm just willing to express myself. Because
something that women normally be asking, I want a man who's about his feeling. Like,
I'm just willing to express myself and tell you how I feel. Yeah. But if you're going to flip flop, well, if you wouldn't do such and such, then maybe that's not the point.
If you want to flip flop, remain on the floor. Message. I ain't even an artist like that at all.
Yeah, you are.
But message. If you want to flip flop, remain on the floor.
Yeah. But I even tried therapy. I went to 3 different therapists. And man, I just felt like they were just taking my money. I feel like I went to 2 men and one woman, all black, and I just felt like they were all taking my money. They didn't really care about my well-being. I felt numb dealing with them. And bro, like I said, I had my breakdowns, bro. And I think for me, and this is just something that I think about. It's like, we all have, we have our goals and the checkpoints that we reach on our journey. We climb this totem pole that's meant for us, and but we have to fall. And a lot of people fall to their foundation, but it's not stable because we never go back down and take care of it to keep it strong. And I definitely wasn't doing that. So I fell through my foundation. And when you fall through something into the unknown, you get cautious, you get scared, you get, you know what I'm saying? Your choices of life dwindle. So you may have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now you got A, B, C, D, E. Now you got A, B, C. And now you got A, B. And the A, B is do I sink or swim? And like I said, luckily, I always chose to swim. You know what I'm saying? But you do that so many times, and then you
get
got
tired.
Yeah. And then, like, for a lot of men, it takes for us to get to these extreme levels of emotion to where, like, now people care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm crying my eyes out, or I'm angry. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm not talking to nobody, or I'm secluding myself from the world. And now people want to do. They say that, but when it's like you asked me, I told you, and you just like let it just like slide off, or you just like. I mean, what you expect? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm used to not having nobody to talk to, you know what I'm saying? Except this pen and pad, you know what I'm saying? Except maybe going to the gym, except getting on the game and, like, talking to some dude that I ain't never seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's more solitude there, than in reality.
That's
you know
crazy.
what I'm saying?
That's
so
crazy.
it's a lot, and the thing is, like, I don't even say, I get away from saying, you know what I'm saying, like, just it's a human thing. It's a human thing. Humans go through that. You know what I'm saying? But on the expert level, on the expertise, I can only speak about being a black man who go through that, and also having conversations with multiple other black men who go through the same thing, and it sucks. I'm just gonna be real. It sucks. It sucks to not be heard. Like, I have to put on, and I'm being real, I have to put on a show for you to hear me.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to be in art mode for you to hear me. Like, whether I'm in art mode or I'm just being a normal person, like, you should be, if you truly care about me, you should want to hear me.
So what made you decide to go to St. Louis from New York?
School, bro. School, man. I ended up getting a scholarship to school out here. So I had people out here, and I was pretty much here for real. I had some scholarships from other places. It was nobody that I knew. I had people out here. That's literally what it was. I think at the time frame where my mind was, I didn't want to start too fresh.
Yeah.
I wanted to have some type of, like I say, foundation. And I had people out here in the school I was going to. My cousin, he was an alpha, and he was also, I think at the time, he was a junior there. So I'm like, cool. He know people. I can get to know people through him. I can figure out where I need to be at or whatnot. I'm good. And that's pretty much was the thing. I never expected everything else that transpired in my life to happen like that. But I'm not complaining about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm happy it did, because it put me in a great position to where I'm at now. But yeah, that pretty much is it. That's the reason.
And can you recall the moment that made you realize that you wanted to be an artist?
What grade was I in? I want to say my 10th grade English teacher. Shout out to Mr. Brunner. This man was teaching a class on the Harlem Renaissance, and we had to write a report on that. And this man, this incredible human, pulled me to the side of class one day, and he said, "Brother, do you know how great you write?" The funny thing is, I hated writing. I really hated writing, and I always would do my English assignments late because they were easy to me, but I just hated the task of it. And this man like opened my eyes up to the creative side of like being a writer. And he introduced me into so many different authors, different writers, different poets, just different variations of just literature that it started to kind of like, I sat there and thought, I'm like, oh, well, this easy. If they do it, I can do this too, you know? So he was the first person to kind of like instill like just the writing portion of doing things, which also became a what's the word I'm looking for? Therapy for me. Moving into college, shout out to my professor, Professor Howard Ramsey. He introduced a rap genius class, which definitely like never even in the world thought it was gonna be something like that. But yeah, I was part of a rap genius class, and you know, rap genius, you break down the lyrics of different, you know what I'm saying, artists in your own interpretations. Of course, like some of them get a chance to put how these lines actually came up, which is great. But I mean, art, everybody has their own, you know, way of deciphering it. So that was one thing that really was like, okay, bruh, you probably can learn how to bend words and do stuff like this or whatnot. Even before all that, though, I actually tried to rap and I was terrible. I was very bad. I used to curse a lot because, I mean, that's what the norm was. That's what you heard. You heard the people on the radio. So we thought that was cool when you was younger or whatnot. And then you get to a point where it's like, well, I mean, that's not really that's not me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, some people do, some people don't, but that wasn't me. I wasn't no gangster. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying, anybody who was like out here doing crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to see things, but if you actually out here doing that like on a heavy level, that puts you in situations. That's about all I can say. You know what I'm saying? Especially how art is now, like people will pull your card.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of figured out like a way to, I found artists that fit my creative level of intellect. Lupe was the first artist I ever saw in my life.
Okay.
And Lupe, the first thing with Lupe looked like me. He was skinny, little scrawny little dude with glasses, but he was super smart. And the thing is, he was smart. And man, like when I heard him on records, man, like he was smooth.
Yeah.
no pun.
He wasn't 3 O's. He was 2 O's. Yeah.
He was smooth, man. And then like just the content, like he was really talking about, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of things going on in the world. He was speaking, you know, truth about himself. He was talking, you know what I'm saying, he was talking to folks. He was having that conversation with them. And I was like, I want to do that. I want to be somebody that's very introspective, and I want to have a conversation with people on a creative level. I want to find a way to bridge the gap, you know what I'm saying, where that color barrier don't exist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where like we can find a level of relatability, you know what I'm saying, through just art. That's what I wanted to do. So Lupe was the first person. I think Mos Def was after that. I mean, then I did crate digging. I mean, the Locks, so Styles and them, J Nas, Pharoah Monch, Royce the 5'9", Slum Village was definitely a big group for me. Actually, Elzai formerly was in Slum Village. That was my favorite rapper for a long time because he showed me how to bend words crazy in ways, and the way he put together his metaphors and similes and used like a lot of the English terminology. It really was impressive to me. But yeah, I wanted to be able to help. I believe my purpose on being on this planet is to help people. But I think the first step I had to understand was that I'm people too.
You got to help yourself
You
first.
feel me?
And then,
yeah. So with that, once I helped myself, then I found a better way to help people. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, like that was the depression. Depression was the start of me finding everything for myself.
Depression became your therapy.
Oh man, what? And people would be like, what? But it really did, because it stopped me from trying to be perfect. It actually stopped me from trying to be accurate all the dang time. You know what I'm saying? Like, when shout out to my boy Tank the Machine. We did this song called Sin, and I think I never dropped it because of just some situations with what I had personal shit going, Stunny's going, excuse me. But we know sin in regards to like the biblical reference. The word sin in archery means to miss your target. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, this is great. This is the reason why I do this. Like I'm finding out reasons why this name even fits me. I can't be accurate all the time. It's not possible. You know what I'm saying? So, but I can aim to try the best, be the best I can, you know? So that's all I do now is just be the best I can, to be the best I can, to be the best I can daily. And I'm thankful for each and every time I get a fresh 24. You feel me? So, you know, depression was my greatest enemy turned ally. and my demons are just experiences that I may have smooth conversations with now. You know what I'm saying? And we reflect, you know, then and now on many of things. And you know, the thing is, like, you know, you could talk about demons and angels, they just look different. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They just look different, you know, but it's how you utilize them. Yeah.
And then it's like once you conquer one thing, the devil gets mad and it's like, he think he knows something. So now he want to present something else.
And I tell people, you know what I'm saying? The devil was an angel. Right. You know what I'm saying? Now I ain't gonna sit back and say like I could persuade the devil, but it's like we talk about them people was good people too at the time. It's just some people just go through bad things, and sometimes it takes for you to be in that fire with them and just like let them know like it's all right, it's cool, you know, and things change.
And we're also living at a time in which, and you could tell just by how people be driving in these streets nowadays, that people now are so used to being surrounded by negativity.
Man, my thing is this is like, it's so easy to be, you know, in that space of negativity. It's so easy to be in chaos. It is a task to, you know, find peace and be positive. But once you do, I mean, like, bro, I breathe easier now. You know what I'm saying? Like, as we said, simplicity. I enjoy that. You know, I'm not out here looking for chaotic stuff. I'm not wanting to be a part of the chaos. I'm not wanting to be a part of all the drama and stuff like that. It don't fit me. You know, and the thing is, it never did. It's just the fact that, you know what I'm saying, our flesh will drive you doing stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna say I have perfect control. I don't, you know. I mean, I'm a human and I'm gonna still mess up to this day, you know. And I accept that. But for the most part now, like, I enjoy my solitude. You know, I sit at home and read. I rest. Like I said, I go to the gym. I write with a very much heavy intent through happiness and experience. Whereas back then I used to write in pain and agony, bruh.
But with that being said, excuse me, but I think about Mary J. Blige, think about other artists in which their best albums came from pain.
Yeah, no. I mean, brother, when I tell you some of the craziest stuff I wrote was me depressed. But my thing is this: if this is a gift that I have, right, and I can learn how to channel the pain and stuff I'm going through into something like that, I can still be happy though. You know, a lot of artists will write some incredible stuff, you know, while they're going through things, but they're literally in behind closed doors. They suffering. You know what I'm saying? I'm not suffering. You know, yeah, blah going on. Okay, it's cool. I get through it. You know what I'm saying? And but I say, I had to work to get there. You know, I had to do the work for that, and I had to make a choice and believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, it's gonna be cool. Whatever we going through. Yeah, I do know. And to this day, it's a lot of folks. We see it all the time going through. We see, matter of fact, we see listeners. We'll see listeners. I can't wait till such and such go through something so they can come out with some crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, why are you wishing this? this type of pain on somebody like that?
Because that's what they see
I'm already
on
knowing.
social media.
I'm
That's what they
already
see
knowing.
on TV.
Yeah.
And when you see how artists are still going through something, even when they put a project out, the first person that came up to my mind, because I saw a documentary back on New Year's Day, now Luther Vandross.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had no idea the ish that he was going through, the depression, because you saw he was Big Luther, then Little Luther, then got back to Big, and especially when he was involved in a car accident that killed a close friend of his. He took that hard, and that just changed. But like, if you hear certain songs that he had out at that time, it wasn't just about love. Like, it was a cry for help.
Bro. And it's a lot of artists, man, and not even just people in the industry. One person that really put me on perspective with that and actually made me go look in the mirror was Robin Williams. That was one of the person that really put me in a position to be like, hey, bro, you gotta go find some type of help for yourself, because when it happened and then his story came out about what was going on and they found that letter or whatever, or recording, whatever it was, I felt that so hard. Even talking about Ab-Soul, this man dropped the second to last album he just dropped. Man, this man jumped off a 12-story building or something like that, a 12-foot bridge, and only thing he did was he shattered his knee. That was it. But this man was like, bro, I was trying to go. So you hear these stories about these incredible artists, celebrities, people that have, found their ladder to success. But it's like, first of all, what did they do to get there?
Right.
Second of all, you know what I'm saying? What demons and talk did they have, what pain they have to go through, to put themselves in them positions, who they're now, we hear like the top is lonely. It be like that sometimes. The bottom is too, though. The bottom is too. Like the whole process of this stuff can be a lonely thing if you don't got the right people with you, man. And I tell my manager all the time, like, we both be going through certain things, and I tell her, I'm like, look, you done always told me, and she said this. She was like, enjoy your journey.
Yeah.
And be thankful for it, because it's gonna mold you into what you need to do. And she was like, you will see the people along the journey that actually want to be there for you. That way you're not in a facade when you get to that finish line. You see these 10,000 people cheering, but you only had 6, right there with you going through all the, pain and stuff like that. So like, yeah, man, you gotta experience and go through that stuff like that, because it's vital for you. It's vital for your growth. It's vital for your mental. It's vital for your resilience. It's just vital, and you need it. And the thing is, it's yours. And I'm to the point now where it's like, I want to experience things that have to do with me, because I put myself so much on the back burner for so many others that I never got a chance to do it in full-fledged force. So I was like, it's like, hey, like, you rock with me, cool. If you don't, well, that's cool too. Because no matter what, God got a purposes for me to be here. So I got stuff to do.
Another artist, as you were talking, that I thought about instantly, Kanye West.
Facts.
When I say
Factual.
He is going through it,
Man.
he is going through it.
Yeah, the person, I guess whoever he dealing with now, like if they get divorced, he gotta give half of all his stuff to her now. He know he had to do that before, but man. I try to tell folks, man, like, listen, don't let these people fool you, from just like a music standpoint. They still human.
Right.
And human beings go through things.
Right.
And some things human beings go through, you ain't gonna see all the time. Social media is not gonna give you the answers to everything. It's best to take care of what you got in your table, your family and stuff like that, and keep your head and your mental and your spirit as grounded as possible. I tell young people all the time, you choose if you wanna do this rap stuff or whatever. You got two options at the start. This is just my thing. You're gonna either go the passion route or you're gonna go the pleasure route. The passion route sucks, the start especially, because it's on you. You doing it strictly because you love doing it. You're not worried about all the accolades and stuff that come with you. Love doing it. And if you experience that, you don't lose yourself. You don't have nobody changing you or telling you what to do or whatnot. You can figure out what's right. You know what I'm saying? And down the line, it'll make sense. You choose that pleasure route because you thinking you finna get this money and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can sell yourself off, and people will change your whole thing because we see it all the time.
Right.
We see it all the time. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of folks want to be blinded by that, but it's real. It's truly real. You know. So you gotta take care of yourself, and you gotta surround yourself with the right people that just as much as you want to see yourself, you know, doing the right thing and them doing the right thing, they want the same for you. You know, and that's my thing now. It's like I've chosen to be around things of that nature. And the thing is, the feeling of it is so different because it's no like it's not like a job. It's not like I'm tired. I'm super amped to be in these spaces and with these people because they fighting the good fight like I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then we together. You know, ain't no envy, ain't no jealousy, nothing like that. Like if they short and I got an abundance over here, you go.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? Like you not finna fail when I'm right there behind you or beside you, wherever I'm supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
So talk about now that you got into being an artist.
Right.
Can you recall the first time that you stepped out and say, you know what, and now it's time to go on a mic or go in front of people and do this? How did that go, and what did you learn from that first experience?
So I got two of them. So first and foremost, once again, shout out to my parents because this all started in church because my father had me doing the Bible confession, the tithes and offering. We had like a little speech for that. Of course, the many times of different Easter speeches and all that type of stuff like that. I mean, don't get it twisted. I still have a level of fear when it comes to the stage or even being in front of people. That's just anybody. I mean, that's one of the most heinous fears as a human, to speak in front of folks. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking.
Public speaking. So don't get it twisted. I still have my little butterflies too, but I started that at an early age. You know, so I really never had no like. I really wasn't tripping. It got to be done. It got to be done. Like, so I'm cool with that. My first time performing though, definitely was like in college, doing the open mics. And at that time too, like I said, I still was depressed. So man, it was just like once I got just any type of love, I was like, oh, this what it is then. This
how it feels, folks.
I'm like, shoot, y'all like I real crazy. Like I worked at Starbucks on the campus. You know what I'm saying? I was the only black dude. Take it back. I was only a black dude, yeah, for sure. We had it was like 3 black people, but I was only a black dude. Everybody else was females. So to be seen behind here in a little green apron, you know what I'm saying, making frappuccinos and coffee, to a person see same bruh on this mic, you know what I'm saying? They come in the spot. Oh man, yo, you did your thing at the spot, man. Good stuff, bruh. And I'm just like, you notice me? Type stuff. You know what I'm saying? So like, it was college first. And then doing that so much there, I think I was like, okay, I'm cool with the school thing. What else can I do? So I'm out here, and it just so happened that at the time when Legacy was really popping.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Legacy on Delmar was popping. You feel me? That was my grounds. Like, I don't know if you remember Explicit the Poet.
Yes.
Blackstone.
All them.
Of course, Blue.
Yes.
Mari Carter, who, you know what I'm saying? Man, like it was tons of folks.
Yes, it was.
Tons of folks. You know what I'm saying? Righteous, Lightning, man, so many people I can name or whatnot.
What an era.
Man, what for real. Like crazy, right? And that was my moment of like, You know, like this is a real thing that happens in real life. Like TV is there's one thing, but this is real. Like I'm in a room, I'm a super rookie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In a room of folks who've been doing this for years. You know what I'm saying? Who done made this? Like this is ain't no plan A. This it.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? So to go from going to legacy and people can't even pronounce my name. They can't say Ackurate, right? They say Ackurate stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like to the point now where act right. That definitely is one. You know what I'm saying? I get how you accurate, but you spell your name wrong. Like,
man, come on.
I can't be an artist, but like, but to go there and these mature artists and to be the baby in a room who don't know nobody, to where like I got poets like 16 bars.
Yeah.
I got poets like She the Truth, Khalil, my boy, Rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I met him in lyrical therapy, but I mean, still, like, these are people who experience, who do the stage, you know, work. And I'm just like this little, you know what I'm saying, person trying. So that's one thing. So that's just the poetry scene. But then diving over into the hip hop scene where, you know, I got guys like Tef Poe and T-Dubbo and Bodine and Nato Khalif, who became my mentor out here for music and a lot of other plethora of things and whatnot. I got the DJs, you know what I'm saying, V-Tom, man. Like I got the promoters, Rabu and Finster and all these people, you know what I'm saying? And they like, oh, that's little bro. That's little bro right there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, this is great.
Yeah.
this is great. And I felt at home. Even through all my depression, I felt home. You know what I'm saying? I felt like this is what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? And they hear you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like you take just that simple feel and you just like, I don't want to lose this no more. You know, I don't want to lose this. I'm happy to be a part of something with people who doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and at that time, it was just like I say, it was an eye opener. I didn't even care what they was doing it for. I just was like, I'm here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to be in that place, like being in places like that, and to be, like I say, the flower trying to bloom or find this fertilizer, water, and sunlight, and to have them people, you know what I'm saying, be those, you know what I'm saying, resources, like, bro, like, you really can't put it in too many words, you know what I'm saying?
What is something that St. Louis has taught you compared to your time in New York?
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like if you, and people say this all the time out here, but I really do feel like if you can find a way in St. Louis, you can do whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm really speaking from a place that cares when I say this, because I don't want nobody to take this in the wrong way. I'm speaking on a factual tip of just being in these rooms with certain people, and I say this because I want people to think about the area and what's going on. I've always said St. Louis has a gray cloud over it. Not a dark cloud, a gray cloud. Because a gray cloud, you still have a level of clarity that comes with that.
Right.
Dark cloud, of course, like that's a whole different type of time. But a gray cloud, and I say this because there is so much talent, you know, in this area. There are so many people that really deserve to be seen and heard. And there's so much crab in the bucketness that occurs.
That's a common conversation I have with my guests is the crabs in the mentality here in the loop.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, you know, man, and that's everywhere. But I mean, I really have seen. I've been in conversations with people that, you know, like, they buddy right here, but then behind closed doors, they, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a whole different type of time, you know? And I've always told myself, like, hey, bro, if whatever you saying about somebody, you can't say to their face, you don't even need to be saying it at all. Keep your comments to yourself. And then too, another thing of being like, being able to go talk to somebody that person cool with. It's like, bro, go talk to that person then. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got this issue, just go holler at them. You know what I'm saying? Like that, and this is why I say it comes with levels of maturity or whatnot. Now, I mean, hey, everybody gonna handle things how they gonna handle things. Like I say, ain't no nothing wrong about whatever. You know what I'm saying? I just try to keep things in the most mature, you know what I'm saying, mannerable and positive way possible. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, it's so much here, and people ignore it. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to be the star of the city. I want to be, you know what I'm saying? I've heard the god of the city and all this stuff. And it's like, bro, like this is a speck of dust. I'm just being like, it's a speck. It's a mustard seed. This little. Like, you know, it's crazy. I take offense when people call me local. I do. Because I've traveled, I've done things or whatnot. And I like I say, my wings are here for me to go. You know? So no, I'm not local. I'm global. My mental has always been global. I'm always like, how can I get over there? Yeah. Well, we talked about, you know what I'm saying, the sports thing. I'm looking at people on the sports thing perform. How can I get there? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you know, I respect all the stuff that go on here with people with the platform and stuff like that. But it's like, they're like, we want to see this. We want to see this platform. You know what I'm saying? Well, like, maybe you may have a whole business, you know what I'm saying, organization going on somewhere in Atlanta, in Beijing, or wherever. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't gotta be stuck here.
Exactly.
You know,
and also just to add on, people tend to forget like there's so much money out here. You don't have to act like, oh, because he or she did this, that means now I can't do it no more. Now my opportunity is shot. There is so much opportunity to do whatever you want to do.
Smooth. Listen, man. If you as an OG, give me game on something, right? You open your toolbox up and you like, hey, bro, these the resources right here. All them tools not gonna work for me.
Right.
You know, some gonna be foreign, some gonna feel like they, you know, second nature. Some gonna be like, well, I need to kind of work on that. There is no way that you helping somebody is gonna stop your growth.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying, getting to your opportunities or your door is not gonna be open for you. Bruh, that's the whole point of you know what I'm saying, crossing paths with folks. You know what I'm saying? I'm not never gonna gatekeep no stuff. I promise you, you can ask people that know me, man. Hey, bro, you know, look, I'm in your corner. Whatever resources I got, you can holler at them. Because the thing is, that's all I can do. I can provide you with the resource. I can't tell you how to do this or do that because your journey of life requires you to have different actions than mine did. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not stopping me, no if and but, no way. I'm using more energy trying to stop you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then that's stopping me from doing what I got to do on my path. You feel me? So it's like, it's no way in the world that helping somebody is going to put you in a position where you're not going to shine. And even if you see them shining before you, that's their path.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's going to happen after that. You know? And you don't know what they did to even do what it did. The only thing, hey, listen, I gave that man game. You know, I kept it 100 with them. I kept it positive, and they went and did whatever. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. If they took the game that you gave them and did some hellacious stuff with it, that's on them. You know what I'm saying? Because you wasn't guiding them to do no stupid stuff. They made that choice.
Yep.
So, like, you can't stop. You know what I'm saying? Unless you choose to do the stupid stuff. If I'm choosing to give somebody game to hurt them, this is gonna hurt me.
And it's like, why should the blessing just stop with you?
I never got that, man. Like, I just, you know, and I mean, you definitely have to be, you know what I'm saying, smart about things. Like, you know, like, man, I've told people, you're not ready for this right now. But also that's still game. It's like, bro, I'm telling you, you're not ready to be in this type of time right now. You know what I'm saying? You don't have the patience. You don't want to sit down and, you know what I'm saying, do the work.
Put in the work, right.
You know, you want to hand it to you. No. experience that. You know what I'm saying? Grow from that. When you want to do that and I see that, then we can talk. You know what I'm saying? And that's not, and the thing is, that's not a no. That's not a no. It's just saying, go do some work and show me that you're ready for this.
Right.
And
People they always wonder, oh, how come I haven't been blessed with this? And oh, how come I haven't had this door open for me? There's a reason why, because God is trying to show you that, like as you just said, you are not ready yet.
Exactly.
Because then it gets to a point where you're trying to force God, I want this position, and then you get it, and then you overwhelm, and then you get fired because you knew that deep down inside you wasn't ready, but you just want to have a title.
Man.
That goes into music, that goes into love and marriages, that goes into a whole lot of things in life, because you're trying to force it itself for being prepared for it.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, like I said, I'm just a witness and a student that went through it. That forcing stuff don't do nothing for you, bro. Like everything I do now is organic. Like even when I write, I don't force myself to write. I find the vibe. I may just be listening to some production I got, and I'm just like, oh, I'm grooving. You know what I'm saying? And it just happens. You know what I'm saying? But I'm never sitting back forcing nothing, because then it don't feel authentic. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, I'll write from here.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm not writing from here, then I feel like I'm forcing. I'm just writing from here. You know?
So, because we talked about a lot of great topics so far.
Yeah, definitely.
But talking about receiving the love, because as you was posting about your appearance on this show, you had a lot of people that was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. Oh, this is dope. let them know, just receiving so much love. Talk about that feeling, because from me hearing your story now and others who's watching or listening, hearing and seeing where you have came from, and now you're receiving that love for your hard work, for you not giving up, for what you have been through, and you're still standing. Talk about receiving that love that you've gotten from peers or people you may not even know, who may have came to a show and like, man, what you did was exactly what I needed to see.
Nah, man, listen, bro. Like, I gotta go back to my parents first. Now I gotta talk about my pops, man. Like, I took my pops out to breakfast one day, and we went to Denny's, and we got our food and we sitting there, and I'm eating, and he stopped and he said, "Hey son, I just want to tell you something." He said, "I'm so proud of you because you finally found what peace looks and feels like to you." He was like, "But I want you to prepare yourself, because now you're going to understand the chaos that you used to deal with and how it's not healthy for you anymore." He said, a peaceful person understands how to maneuver through chaos and peace, because they found they know what the chaos is, but they know how to get in it and they know how to get out of it. A chaotic person cannot deal with peace because they don't know what that is, and whatever peace they have had has been temporary.
Right.
So like that right there, like my dad is like a man of, but besides when he's in his ministry, my pops is like a man of like few words. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's like on the general standpoint, but like we have our conversations, and it'd be great conversations, no doubt. But for the most part, he's a man of few words. So he chooses his words very, very wisely. And so when he told me that, I mean, bro, like it's almost like I was waiting. Like I was waiting for this moment. I'm like, finally you proud of me.
Right,
so you feel me? So I mean, like that's definitely one. My mom has always been like, my mom day one, she always speaks some life into me. My mom, she's great. I can't thank my mom's enough, man. But yeah, I mean, my manager, Mimi, like she done seen me go through a lot of stuff. And she just be like, "You gonna be all right. You gonna be good. You gonna be straight. Don't worry about it. You gonna be good. Just keep fighting." You know what I'm saying? And to see me now, like she'll randomly text me like, I told you. You know what I'm saying? My producer, Dre. I mean, we both have seen each other, on the roller coaster of life. to the point where like he's married now, you know, and I'm so proud of him just like being just a great man, and stepping up to the plate and doing what he need to be doing just to really just exist. I mean, my boy, like I said, my mentor Nato, like this was probably one of the first people that really believed in me when I first stepped foot on the St. Louis scene. I'm being honest. I asked that man to mentor me and just be under his wing, and he was like, bet. And I mean, even now it's like I don't talk to him all the time, but he's always there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to see it's a number of people. My family has definitely seen me, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm the black sheep of my family, and I say it proudly. I really do. I'm serious. Like I am. Like I chose a different route to go in life amongst like most of my cousins and stuff like that. And even to see them like, yo, man, we thought you was weird. But we see you now. We see you now, and it's like, well, okay, we get it now. You know what I'm saying? Sense, like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like it's a plethora of people. I mean, from teachers, people I used to work with. Man, I tell you the biggest thing, kids. Okay. Man, kids, bro. Like kids have helped me become an incredible, you know what I'm saying?
They humble you, man.
Huh?
They humble you.
No, they do, man. I used to teach. And so a lot of the kids I used to teach, I still have some way of communication with them, respectfully because of their parents. And they'll see that, like, I never told them I was an artist because I kept my personal life away from that. But when they see it, they like, yo, so all that stuff you was telling us, like this is what you, I'm like, yeah, you know, and they just like, man, like it's inspiring, you know, and to see them like making certain decisions, you know, about, you know, doing better things in their life or whatnot. It's just like, man, it's mind boggling, you know, because I really aim to be a beacon of light for the youth. Yeah. Because that's the future, you know what I'm saying? And I want to do the best. I don't have any kids at the moment, you know. If that's happened, cool. I got 2 god kids, and my aim is always to make sure that they're in the best spirits. And then when they're around me, that they always feel safe. They always feel like they can talk to me. They always experience something that's positive, you know what I'm saying, or just something that has a lesson, you know, to it. And that's just how I am, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I got these kids I'm teaching that I have no relationship with except being an authoritative figure. And they coming to me like, yo, man, if it wasn't for you, I don't even think I'd have passed this class. Or, you know, I think I probably dropped out of school. Or, you know, hey, man, I finally got me a job. Or, you know, I got one of the kids, she called me her dad. Like, seriously, like she calls me Pops. And to this day, every Father's Day, happy Father's Day, Pops. You know, I appreciate you. You know, so it's stuff like that to where like I can never question if I'm doing the right thing in life. You know, I know I am because, you know, one thing we say is the streets talk. Right. I don't have to brag about myself or none of that stuff. The people gonna talk for you. They gonna talk for you. You know what I'm saying? So it, like I said, it's a ton of folks I can name, but it's those are like some real tough, heavy ones right there because they really seen me on that roller coaster for real. And I'm just grateful, man. Like I'm super grateful because, like I said, I don't have to be here. You know, I don't have to be here, but for some reason, and I won't question that reason, I'm here, and I have a job to do. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I do my job.
Has there been a song or a spoken word that you did that caught the attention that got you that notoriety? Can you recall that one piece? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you know what?
Yeah.
There it is.
My first album, which I 2015. First album. I wrote a song. So my grandmother passed June 9th of 2014. And I had just graduated college. And my last conversation with her was 3 hours before she passed. And she told me the phrase I live by to this day. She said, Show love to anybody that enters your path. Be wise in every decision you make and never tarnish any mission that God has given you. So I say show love, be wise, never tarnish your mission. That's the short way. I was struggling to write this song for like ever. And I had booked a 10-hour session with Matthew Sawicki. Shout out to Suburban Pro. So I'm recording the stuff I got recording, and in the background I got this beat. I'm have my headphones on because I'm trying to finish this joint.
Right.
And for some reason, that just popped in my head.
Yeah.
That became my chorus.
Wow.
You know, actually, wasn't even the chorus. No, it was like the staple line in the song, which helped me develop my chorus.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, I wrote that song in the studio and recorded that mother. Like I knew it, like I had written it years ago. Like it was easy. So it's called 1991, which is the year I was born. But that song was a tribute to my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? Because she gave me the words to live on, and she told me that you know how to survive, and you will survive, and this is why you're gonna survive. And so honestly, I tell people this: sometimes when I'm about to perform, I go to like a corner in a room, and I turn my head and I just put my head down, and I tell people, yeah, I do pray, but that's me and my grandma having a conversation real quick before I do this, because she didn't get to witness this. But if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be able to do this. You know what I'm saying? So that's like the staple song called 1991. But actually with this album I'm coming out with, I got a part 2.
Ooh, okay.
And so it's still like along the same lines of that, but it's just with a more mature version of myself now that has experienced things beyond from where I was, back then.
Talk about that feeling. And I love asking artists this question as well. But talk about that feeling of having the mic and being on stage, whether it's a small crowd, big crowd. Talk about that feeling of knowing that you're about to pour out your soul to people who may know you or may not know you.
It's exhilarating. I appreciate you for the whole introduction of saying, like, grabbing the mic and actually speaking soul, because like I live, like I said, I write from my soul. So I don't I don't rap over my vocals. You know what I'm saying? I don't do all that tech stuff. It's me. You get, you know what I'm saying? The only tech stuff is like the mic for projection and like, the things that help keep those, aspects clear. But you get me. So if I stumble, if I mess up, I mean, you probably didn't even seen me cry on stage before. And I will do it because it's such an experience and it's a privilege to be able to get called to express your art to people that know you and don't know you. Everybody don't got a story when it comes to this art form. Some people just do this because, I can rhyme great, or, I can talk about, X, Y, and Z good. But it's some people that really like put their whole life into this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for me earlier on, like I didn't have nothing else. I didn't have like I said, this was my therapy. So like what you was getting was real. Like it was for two things. It was me having a conversation with you, but then it was me having a conversation with me.
Yeah. Because
I couldn't speak to myself. I didn't know how to talk to myself or talk myself through things or whatnot, because I just didn't have it in me. I'm like, to be honest, like in this album I'm dropping, I hated myself. Like I literally said I used to hate myself, and I never knew why. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't have that relationship with myself like that. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing that kept me from, you know what I'm saying, and outside that hate thing was people telling me, bro, you great. You gonna be good. You so talented, you this, you that, or whatnot. So it's like the whole world telling you talented and you don't even believe it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So man, like to be on that stage, man, in front of the intimate crowds, the medium crowds, the big crowds, you know what I'm saying? Like it's phenomenal, man. Like, and then especially like, like everybody can't, demand attention. It's really hard to be captivating with people or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really different, you know. And I'm not saying like, oh, that's my favorite artist. I'm talking about like when somebody really out there giving they like heart and soul, you know what I'm saying, out there. And I've had my moments like that. Like I think I can't remember exactly what. No, it was a Conscious Fest event, and I did a song. And I was bad. I can't even remember the name of the song, man. But I cried and I couldn't even finish it. And I broke down, like just broke down on stage.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about like I couldn't even see because I was literally just holding myself. And I just felt all these people come hug me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that. It's different, bro. Like it get different, bro. Like on stage is crazy, man. Like, cause like I say, like I write from a place of like a lot of pain and trauma, bro.
Right.
So when you get that love like that, bro, like it's real, man. And then like you can actually feel like that real love from these people. And the thing is, like, especially for like my brothers, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my bad.
Take your time,
Yeah,
brother.
my bad.
Take your time, man.
But like from like my brothers, man, like I'm speaking from them places, man. I'm speaking like, bro, like I know we out there hurting. You know what I'm saying? I know we hurt. You know, we going through it or whatnot. But it's like, don't let this art fool you. I'm human just like you. You know what I'm saying? I be hurt too.
Yeah.
You know? So like, no, like, if don't nobody feel what you feeling, I do. I definitely do. You know what I'm saying? I think one thing is just I just developed a respect and a level of just like instinct to just talk about it. Like I'm not finna hold this in no more. Like I don't want to be one of them guys out there that like bottle everything up and then the wrong thing happened and I explode on somebody.
Right.
That happened to me before and I hated it so much. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't need to do that. So it's like I got this gift, I got this talent. And it's like I want people to be able to know, like I said earlier, it's okay not to be okay. Like your feelings is valid. They're very valid. You know what I'm saying? Because you feel them for a certain reason. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, everybody want to be heard, man. You know? Now I can't say everybody deserve to be heard, but everybody want to be heard. You know what I'm saying? And so like, just like for my journey, which is still so much I'm learning on it. Like anybody who gives me a chance, you know what I'm saying, to just speak my piece or hear my story or ask a question about what does this mean or what did you come up with that, man. I'm honored because, you know, like I gotta, man, like you an artist. I have to sell myself to people, bro. Like I have to sell myself for folks to even make a choice to be like, why should I even listen to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, I'm doing the best I can, but it's not just me really selling this is just really me.
As you were emotional about people coming to you and just embracing you and the importance of getting your story told, it made me think about when you said the girl that you used to talk to was like, why are you so emotional? Why are you crying? Because you don't understand where I came from. So with that being said, what are your thoughts in hip hop today? Because of course we know Kendrick is on top.
Yeah.
He's doing it. But outside of that, do you feel like there is a lack of real, true hip hop going on in this world today?
I don't think it's a lack. I think because of COVID, it got better. And the reason I say that is because there was a time where everybody was just all over the place, people on autopilot, you know what I'm saying? I wake up, do this, go to work, blah, blah, this or whatever. COVID slowed folks down. It was bittersweet.
Now they gotta work.
It was bittersweet, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, COVID definitely had an effect on me and stuff I had going on or whatever. We had to reprogram and redo things or whatnot. But you got a chance to sit down. So I know I can't go to the club and be drinking and doing this and like, you know, being in all this chaos or whatnot. I can sit down and see. Cause I literally have people come and say like, man, I used to listen to this song, man, but they weren't saying nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was an eye opener for people to kind of see like, yo, this is way more than just, music, because most folks get stuck in these beats.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They not hearing what the folks are saying. Like it's a big reason why a lot of people some of these people in the streets, they listen to these hardcore, you know what I'm saying, the gangster stuff, and before they about to go do some wild stuff. Cause it jog them like, hey, I'm ready.
Let's
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that's a huge thing, because music has a lot of power to it. There's a lot of power, and it has a lot. It can, man, it's bro, it's mesmerizing, bro. It can put you in a daze, and you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think with COVID was one of the first things, especially now with music, to where like people actually gave things a chance. And they sat back and was like, yo, some of these people are not as talented as I thought they were. You know what I'm saying? Some of the producers is the people that's keeping these people together, or this auto-tune is doing this, or like all these other things. But like, just like on a raw level skill set, know how to write and do certain things, and have all these metaphors and similes and all these different, technical things that go inside of hip hop. People started appreciating it a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And then too, as an artist, we're not having all the big crowds and doing things. I think one thing I realized too, like what I saw too, battle rap. So I watched a lot of battle rap, and they started having small rooms.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you would see these guys who on the big stage, they was killers, but because they had everybody just like this is my favorite battle rap. This. But now you hearing these dudes, and you hearing what they saying without all the oohs and ahs. And they ain't really saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing is not there. You just hype. You big dog, but you don't got no bite. You know what I'm saying? So with that, many different other art forms or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Like even with people who like were doing like a lot of like dancing and painting, like people actually sat down and actually paid attention to a lot of stuff.
Right.
So I think with that, it helped boost a lot of artists who really put time in their craft. Platforms started being implemented into people who actually, like, I'm gonna say that, who could like rap. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of artists who people love to this day. But I say this too, just because I'm cut from that cloth, and this is how I jumped into the arena. It's a lot of them dudes that's not gonna be going out here freestyling. It's a lot of dudes that's not gonna be jumping in ciphers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if you spitting a verse off the top or you freestyling or whatever, like, just straight off, like, whatever. They still wasn't doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, no disrespect, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just being honest. We not finna hear Drake in no cipher.
Right, sure ain't.
Like, we not finna hear some of these people in these ciphers. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause they not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you start to see these cats, you know what I'm saying? You see the Ab-Souls, you see the Rhapsodies, you know what I'm saying? You see Corday, who else? Like, it's so many cats, you know what I'm saying? Even cats here, like, a lot more ciphers started bumping in St. Louis, you know what I'm saying, after time or whatnot. It's a lot more respect towards the skill set now. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's a small percentile. I'm not, because it's still a lot of nonsense. But I mean, we look at the world, and that's just how it's gonna be. Right. I mean, it is what it is. But there are way more platforms. There are way more people that are paying attention with certain things or whatnot. It's in a healthier state than what it was. Gotcha. I do think that, but there is a ton of work that needs to be done, for sure.
So this has been another amazing conversation with the one, the only Ackurate. Hope y'all been enjoying it. Continue to leave comments, questions, the whole nine. Got to get into it before we end this show. I have my smooth moments, highlighting certain things that I've seen. I just want to bring it out on the screen. He doesn't have no idea. That's the fun of it. The guests never do. But I'm going to bring up a few photos before we end this amazing conversation.
Oh, word.
and just tell me your thoughts as you see this. What would you say to this person right here as the man that you are today?
That's my son. Yo. Wow, that's crazy. That's my screensaver on my phone. That's hilarious. That's my favorite picture of me. Dang, man, you finna make me cry, bro. That's crazy. Man. I'm glad we didn't give up. I'm glad we didn't give up. And I'm proud of us because it was we understand what dark and light are now. And we embody both. And we also understand why certain individuals are here, and we understand why some are gone. But we cherish the moments, and we actually love ourselves now. That's probably the best thing I can say about that one.
Love it. Let's continue on and talk about this. I think this was while you were in New York.
Yeah. Yo, that was like I said, shout out to Howard Ramsey. I was actually in a we had a trip to New York. I felt alive. I had no beard or nothing. That's crazy. That's crazy. Nah, man, I was depressed. I really was depressed at this time, but I wore it so well. Man, it's crazy. I'm just proud of us, man. We graduated. We graduated, bro. We graduated, and we made folks proud, man, especially our grandma. So yeah, we did it. We did it.
Speaking of making people proud.
Yo, that's crazy. That's my mom, my dad, man. I love them, man. That's crazy. You know, it's crazy, Smooth, man. I see them today, and they be calling me. We about to go on a date. We about to go to this. We got to go to the movies. Or I up at 2:30 in the morning.
Wow.
What y'all doing? Playing Uno,
Wow.
watching TV.
Now think about it. Are they tuned into this?
I'm maybe.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
Let me know.
I'm not sure at all. But
let me know afterwards.
I got you. But yeah, those my parents, y'all, and I thank them for not giving up on me, because I mean, like I say, just because I'm gonna be honest, just because you got parents, they still human. And they got choices to make too in regards to their own well-being. So I'm thankful that my parents didn't give up on me. And I'm thankful my parents are still together. Like, for real. They still together.
How many years?
I'm 33. I want to say about 34, 35 years.
That's amazing. Yeah. Congratulations.
I appreciate it, yeah.
Congratulations, man. Those are people that you want to get advice from, just so you know.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. And don't take them for granted.
That's a whole other conversation. But all right, talk about this amazing photo.
Pops. That's my father. That's Pops, baby. Yeah. That was my Pops' birthday. Yeah. That's my dad, man. I love that man to death. Man, that's my Pops. And you know what's crazy? My Pops don't smile. Like, he rarely shows his teeth.
Wow. So
for me to have this picture with my father and he's showing his teeth is a huge thing for me. And I'm happy that me and him, like, back then we sat down and we just really like had that man-to-man conversation.
Because it's needed, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, for real. You know what I'm saying? Really, and I told him, I said, you the only real Pops. You're my father. Right. I'm never gonna have another one of you. I'll have role models, but I'll never have another one of you. And I'm glad that we made that decision to just be father and son, you know, and just grow together. Like, if it's something that he don't know in the world right now that's going on, he come talk to me, and you'll be surprised. And a lot of us will be surprised that when we stop trying to live in our own bubble so much, and we truly understand that there has been a cycling thing of events that have gone on in life. It's just that we got different technology now. We got, a whole bunch of different things, but he had things that went on in his life that fit the same criteria that I did, you know, just in a different type of era. And so we compare and contrast that, you know, and we find so many similarities together, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to my father. Like I love him, and I'm proud of him, and I know he's proud of me, and I always can't wait to, you know, converse with him and see what else is going on with him in his life.
Talk about this moment here.
Oh, my cousin Jay Long, Jonathan Long, you know what I'm saying? I graduated SIUE. Like I say, I really cannot stress the fact I was depressed. And through all that, I fought to still do what I had to do in my life. And I did what I had to do to make sure that I was treating people right. You know, despite I wasn't treating myself right, but I fought. And like, it be these little moments of light to where like, well, you think you didn't fight for yourself, but you did. You know what I'm saying? It just may have not been the moment that you was thinking about. So I did it, rugged and all in this picture. But man, I graduated, and man, like it was, I was proud of myself, man. And like I say, like this was one of the last times I actually saw my grandma too. So this was a big moment for me, you know, graduating. And I think if I'm not wrong, I think out of my family, which is my mother, father, and my brother, I'm the only one that graduated. You know what I'm saying? Well, my father graduated, you know, from ministry school, but I'm as far as like a bachelor of arts or like a school, like I'm the only one that did it.
I think I saw this photo. I was like, man, this is hard, and I like seeing the people that were looking at you while you were doing your thing.
Hey, legacy.
Yep.
Legacy, man. It's legacy, man. And it's crazy in this photo. Like even when I put that fit together, and see, I still got the camos on, war ready all the time. You feel me? But that crew neck, it says society losing focus. That was a big thing for me at the time, because that was a focal point of what I wanted to make sure that I brought to existence when I was performing. It's like, bruh, we gotta stay focused. Focus up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was this. Like I say, this was one of the moments where I was young. I was finding myself. I was being in a place with the right people. I was experiencing these people's putting their souls on their stage. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to be on the same stage with a plethora of other artists in this place, and then at this time too, like Legacy was packed.
Yes, it was.
It was packed in that joint. You know what I'm saying? So like to be in that moment with all this, man, I couldn't. Man, a blessing, right there. You know.
Talk about this feeling of just rocking this. You know, I know I asked you earlier, but just seeing this photo, what goes through your mind? Excuse me.
So this one, if anybody, especially in St. Louis, have ever heard of Grove Fest, this was Grove Fest. And the producer J.E., who was responsible for some of Nelly's production, reached out to a handful of artists to be a part of a project where he took samples of video games and created some production around those, and he placed different people on a production, and we came out with a project together. And that project had Bates, shout out to Bates, Bodine, Brock Seals, Louisa Sims, King Q. It was a lot of us on that joint. And we had something that was incredible, and we never knew that we were gonna be on Grove Fest. And not just even on Grove Fest, just as we moved as a group, but we actually had solo performances too. So it was just a big shock. So if people know the street of in the Grove, you know, the front and back, that whole thing was blocked off, you know, and we had a huge stage, and I'm talking about, man, to go on that stage and to see how many people was out there. And I'm talking about not just straight center, but I'm talking about on the sides as well too. The people who put it together, man, like it was incredible. And I think one thing too was that I talked about the 1991 song and I performed that. And I think, man, one accolade as an artist is, man, when the people sing your song back to you, that's crazy, bro.
Man, love it.
Like, and the thing is, it don't need just even a chorus sometime. Like, so to have people like, you know, I'm hearing these people like do this stuff while I'm doing it, to the point where like it was times where I could just didn't have to say nothing because they was doing stuff for me. Yo, man, like those be the moments where like this what I'm supposed to be doing. And not just even that, but what I'm saying is truly appropriate, you know what I'm saying, for the masses. And you know, my pops had told me one day, he said, yeah, you took a break from all this, but it's gonna eat you up if you stay away too long, which it did, you know. And it's funny coming from him because my pops didn't want me rapping at first because he thought I was gonna turn out to be one of the dudes who was out here doing all the wild stuff. And I think when he finally heard me, and he was like, "Man, you actually good at this." And then too, I don't curse, so like I don't curse when I on records or whatnot. I made an oath with my mother that I wouldn't do that because I was like, if I do that, then I X myself off from reaching people, right? You know. So when he found out all that stuff and it was just a positive message, he was like, "Yo, go ahead, go ahead."
With that being said, brother,
man.
Amazing conversation. Man. And any last words you just want to give to people? Any advice or just shout outs?
Man, biggest shout out to my team. Shout out to Mimi, shout out to Dre, shout out to Agent 47, shout out to AMG, Audacity Music Group. And really shout out to any and everybody that still rocks with me to this day, because I know you don't have to. And even those who really don't rock with me to this day, I mean, you know, it is what it is. And I respect people's decisions, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to making sure that they're in the best place of their life. Keep living. Trust yourself, believe in yourself, and find what love and peace and happiness and all those things that you feel right here, find what they are to you and make sure they're permanent, because we're living in a time where everything is temporary, everything is fast paced. Be honest and be transparent with yourself, and I promise you, like, the 180 that you supposed to, you know, find is gonna find you, and it's gonna be so organic, it ain't gonna make sense to you, you know. And continue to show love to people. Like, show love, you know, if you're thinking about somebody, you know, I hit them up, you know what I'm saying? Just as much as life is short, we can make it long, you know? So, you know, be thankful for the memories you got with folks and make more memories. And just keep it authentic as possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, life, when you truly respect the beauty of life, when you truly respect the ugly of life, that's when you find the beauty.
And with that being said, Smoooth Conversations. Give it a follow. Social media. Go to YouTube. Subscribe. Smoooth Conversations. Smooth with 3 O's. And also, KBDR, Beat District Radio, got the new app. Just go to Beat District Radio on the Play Store. You might have to put in KBDR after that. Install it and download, and you're good to go, y'all. So, Smoooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. Had a pleasure with Ackurate, emotional, transparent, keeping it 100, and stay tuned, stay smooth for much, much more. Y'all have a great rest of y'all evening.
What you have just experienced was brought to you by Smoooth Productions. Until next time, stay tuned and stay smooth.